I was always interested in visual things, like today or tonight noticing how great you look. Welcome back to Stars Rewind. Diane Keaton isn't your typical glamorous Hollywood actress with flashy roles or a stunning appearance. She's a different kind of star, one who is naturally funny and always full of self-irony. With Diane, there's no need for fancy dresses or elaborate looks. Her genuine smile and unique sense of fashion are enough to make her unforgettable. Keaton was an unmistakable screen icon from Annie Hall to The Godfather, playing both comedic and serious roles, but few people know that behind that beautiful face is a life full of ups and downs and big problems. If you love the confident and unique Diane Keaton, watch this video to learn about her journey from a girl whose mother encouraged her love of the arts to a Hollywood icon with untold stories of sacrifice, independence, and the hidden parts of her early life. Diane Keaton, whose real name was Diane Hall, was born on January 5, 1946 in Los Angeles, California. She didn't grow up in the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. Instead, Diane was the oldest of 4 children in a modest family. Her father, John Newton Ignatius Hall, was a civil engineer and real estate broker, and her mother, Dorothy Hall, was a dedicated homemaker with a love for the arts. Dorothy was an amateur photographer, potter, and writer of short stories. She was a creative woman who never quite got the chance to shine in the spotlight. Traditional values of responsibility and a love of art shaped Diane's family life. She grew up in a home where everyone was encouraged to be creative, whether it was through family plays or moments captured in her mother's photos. When Diane was 6 years old, she saw her mother win the title of Mrs. Highland Park, which made her admire her mother and dream of one day standing under the bright lights on a stage where people could see her. In 1948, Diane's family decided to move to Santa Ana, a suburb of Los Angeles. This decision not only gave the family new opportunities, but it also put Diane in a place that encouraged her artistic interests. At Santa Ana High School, Diane quickly became known for her artistic skills. She participated in school plays and was always looking for chances to improve her acting abilities. After high school, Diane chose to go to college. Diane went to Santa Ana College before transferring to Orange Coast College, but she didn't stop there. At age 19, she decided to leave Orange Coast College and move to New York, where she could fully pursue her artistic dreams. There, she enrolled at the neighborhood Playhouse School of the Theater and trained under the guidance of Sanford Meisner, who was one of the most famous acting teachers at the time. Changing her name from Diane Hall to Diane Keaton wasn't just to avoid confusion. Diane on a new journey. A journey of self-discovery and establishing her place in the entertainment industry. Although she didn't become famous right away, Diane Keaton didn't give up. Her unique style and approach to acting slowly made an impression on audiences and directors alike. Diane Keaton's early years were a mix of inspiration from her mother and a burning desire to rise, not only to become an actress, but also to fulfill her dreams. She was the daughter of unfulfilled motherly dreams and bravely left behind a stable life to enter the uncertain world of art, eventually becoming one of Hollywood's most recognizable icons. Diane Keaton's early career as an actress was not easy. She moved to New York and studied at the Playhouse School of the Theater. She started building her career by going to auditions and taking on small roles every time she went on stage or in a movie. Diane tried to show the most real emotions on screen, even in roles that seemed normal. She knew she wasn't like other actresses because she didn't try to be perfect, but instead always tried to be unique and real. In 1968, Diane joined the musical Hair on Broadway, which was both a big chance and a test of her determination. While other actors agreed to be naked in the last scene, Diane refused. It was a brave choice that showed her independence and individuality and set the style she would use throughout her career. Diane never gave up on what she thought was right for her. This choice made her stand out for being brave and unique. When she met Woody Allen, he not only gave her career opportunities, but also became an important partner during that time in her life. In 1969, Diane starred in Woody Allen's play Play It Again, Sam on Broadway, and immediately became famous for her natural comedic skills and her way of bringing ordinary characters to life. Nominated for a Tony Award, it was also the start of a long relationship with Woody Allen, both on-screen and off. Around the same time, Diane started to explore the big screen. Her first film role was in Lovers and Other Strangers, 1971, which wasn't a big part, but gave her her first experience on a film set and helped her learn the differences between stage acting and film acting. It was a new journey that was both difficult and full of promise. In 1972, Diane Keaton had the chance to, interestingly, Diane hadn't even read Mario Puzo's novel The Godfather before auditioning for the part of Kay Adams, Michael Corleone's lover and later wife, played by Al Pacino. She went into the audition with a natural attitude, and it was this natural approach that got her the part. The role of Kay Adams not only helped Diane's career, but it also marked the start of a long collaboration with director Francis Ford Coppola. Appearing in Diane Keaton proved that she wasn't just a comedic actress. She could also play serious and complicated roles in The Godfather, which became one of the most popular movies of all time, and gave Diane more chances to work in movies. She continued her career with the second part of The Godfather in 1974, which again showed her skill in playing a complicated and emotional role. Diane Keaton's early career was full of both hardships and successes, from small parts on the Broadway stage to blockbuster movies like The Godfather and Annie Hall. Diane showed that what made her so captivating was her uniqueness and honesty. Career success. Diane Keaton's career really took off in 1977 when she starred in Annie Hall, a movie directed by Woody Allen and based on their own relationship. The role of Annie Hall was a perfect reflection of Diane's natural romanticism, while also being quirky and captivating. The honesty Diane brought to this character made it impossible for audiences to look away. The fashion style of Annie Hall, which included vests, wide pants, and hats with wide brims, became famous and influenced millions of people. It also started a fashion revolution. A lot of Diane Keaton's wardrobe choices for the movie were based on her own personality, which was independent and free-spirited. Diane won the Academy Award for Best Actress for her role in Annie Hall, which showed how well she could act in a variety of situations, from comedic to serious, and how well she worked with Woody Allen. Annie Hall not only made Diane Keaton famous, but it also became a part of her filmography. After winning the Oscar for her role in Annie Hall in 1977, Diane became one of the best actresses in Hollywood. This was due to both her acting skills and her unmistakable style. Her success led to many new roles, letting her show how versatile she was, from comedic to dramatic, from sweet lovers to complex, deep characters. In 1978, Diane continued to work with director David Lynch in a number of other movies with Woody Allen, including the haunting drama Interior and the romantic comedy Manhattan, 1979. Diane Keaton showed that she could play any type of character, from something lighthearted to something serious. In 1981, she played Louise Bryant, a strong and independent journalist who helped the American Revolutionary War, along with her lover, John Reed, who was played by Warren Beatty. Reds was not only an emotional movie, but it was also a comedy, epic film, but also a chance for Diane to show off her deep and multidimensional acting skills. This role earned her another Oscar nomination for Best Actress, solidifying her position in the film industry. In the 1980s, Diane had a rough patch with some movies that didn't do as well as she had hoped, but she quickly got back on track with the comedy Boom, 1987. The movie is about a successful woman who has to care for a child without planning to, and Diane played the part in a way that was awkward, endearing, and emotional. The mother-to-life baby boom helped her regain her image in the public's eyes and continued to prove her talent in family comedies. Diane Keaton also tried her hand at directing. She oversaw a few TV projects and directed a few music videos for pop singer Belinda Carlisle. In 1995, Diane became a film director with the release of Unstrung Heroes, an emotional family movie that got good reviews from critics. While making a strong comeback in the 1990s, Diane was in a number of Diane, played a devoted and loving mother in the comedies Father of the Bride 1991 and its sequel Father of the Bride Part 2 1995, which starred Steve Martin. The First Wives Club 1996, which starred Goldie Hawn, Bette Midler, and Diane, was a big deal because it told the funny but serious story of three women who were betrayed by their husbands and were determined to take back control of their lives. The movie was a huge hit, making over $181 million worldwide, and once again confirmed Diane as the queen of comedy. In Marvin's Room, 1996, Diane, Meryl Streep, and Leonardo DiCaprio made a deeply moving movie about family love. Diane played Bessie, a woman taking care of her sick father, and her emotional and profound performance earned her her third Oscar nomination in 2003. Diane had even more success with Something's Gotta Give 2003, a romantic comedy in which she played Erica Berry, an independent and strong-willed playwright who gets into a complicated relationship with Jack Nicholson's character. It was a big hit and earned Diane her fourth Oscar nomination for Best Actress. Diane's performance as an older woman looking for love touched many people and became one of her most famous roles. Diane Keaton was successful in both romantic and comedic roles. She also showed her range in dramas like The Family Stone 2005 and Mad Money 2008. These movies showed Diane's strength and creativity even as she got older. Diane Keaton has shown that success doesn't just come from talent. It also comes from hard work and a love for the arts. She has been very successful in both romantic comedies and dramatic films, and she has always been sure of herself in every role and been open to new challenges. She has also always tried to express herself in the most genuine way possible. Diane Keaton is not only an icon of Hollywood, but also of courage and individuality in her personal life. Much like the character she has played, Diane has kept an independent life despite having a successful career and relationships with many top Hollywood stars. She has been in relationships with famous co-stars like Woody Allen, Beverly Knight, and Al Pacino. These were colorful relationships that were as dramatic as the movies she was in. Her relationship with Woody Allen was one of the most important ones for her, both personally and professionally. Woody gave Diane a lot of chances and helped her become known in the entertainment business. Even though they broke up, Diane has always respected and been grateful to Woody. Diane once said that Woody Allen was her North Star and that she owed a lot of her career to him. Their relationship brought Diane not only love but also a lot of artistic influence. Together they made Reds, an emotional epic movie where both of them showed off their amazing acting skills. For Al Pacino, their relationship was closely tied to the Godfather series, where the two created unforgettable moments on the big screen. Diane once said that she wanted to marry Al Pacino, but ultimately they couldn't find a happy ending. Despite dating major stars, Diane Keaton never got married. She chose to be independent and not tied down to anyone. But that didn't mean she didn't have a family of her own. When she was 50, she made a big decision in her life. She became a mother of 2 children. Diane raised 2 children, Dexter and Duke, and she has always thought of it as one of her greatest accomplishments, even though she never got married. Diane made sure that her kids grew up in a loving and supportive home. Dexter is now grown and has started her own family, and Duke has also moved out. But their bond with their famous mother hasn't changed. In recent years, Diane's main companion has been Reggie, a rescue dog that a friend gave her. Diane once said that Diane didn't plan to adopt Reggie at first, but she quickly fell in love with the dog. To her, Reggie is not only a pet, but also a friend and someone to cuddle up with when she's feeling lonely. Diane posts funny and loving photos of her times with Reggie on her Instagram account, where she has become a social media star with her warm and creative style. Besides loving her family and special friends, Diane also has a lot of love for her mother, Dorothy Hall. Dorothy was not only the biggest influence in Diane's life, but she was also someone she always looked up to. After her mother died of Alzheimer's disease in 2008, Diane wrote the memoir Again in 2011 to honor and pay tribute to her wonderful mother. The book is a heartfelt love letter that tells of the love, sacrifice, and values that Dorothy passed on to her daughter. Along with her mother, Diane's brother Randy Hall has also been an important part of her life. Randy is an artist, but he has had mental health problems his whole life. Diane wrote about the painful journey of witnessing Randy's struggles, her battles with her brother in her memoir Brother and Sister 2020. The Diane and Randy's relationship is a story of unconditional love, of feeling helpless when you can't help a loved one get over their pain, and of the strength of family bonds that have kept them close over the years. Diane Keaton has always been honest about the bad parts of her life. She doesn't try to hide her age or follow Hollywood's unrealistic beauty standards. She wears turtlenecks and dresses in simple styles. Diane wears wide-brimmed hats and doesn't dye her hair. Her honesty and lack of pretense has made her a symbol of confidence and independence for many years. Life outside of acting. Diane Keaton is not only a talented actress, but she is also known for her many other passions and interests. These make her life rich and unique. For Diane, art isn't just playing characters on screen, it's also shown through photography and architecture. One of Diane Keaton's biggest loves is photography, which she got from her mother Dorothy, who loved capturing everyday moments with her camera. For Diane, photography is a way to connect with the world, hold on to fleeting moments, and find beauty in simplicity. When she's not acting, Diane often spends time driving around Los Angeles looking, and she really enjoys taking pictures of empty stores and buildings that have been abandoned. These places have seen the passage of time and have stories that haven't been told yet. Diane Keaton adores old doors and thinks that each one tells a story of the people who lived there in a city's ever-changing past. This love has grown into a major passion that she often shares on her personal Instagram account, where she calls the doors her new obsession. Diane is also known for her love of architecture and real estate. She not only enjoys admiring architectural works, but also personally fixes up and renovates old homes. Diane has bought and fixed up many. Diane has been restoring historic homes in Los Angeles and turning them into modern, yet authentically beautiful living spaces. Some of these homes have since been sold to famous people like Madonna, allowing Diane to follow her passion while also making a good living. For Diane, restoring homes is not only a business, but also a way to appreciate and preserve the history of those places. She once said that each house has its own story and that she feels like a part of that story when she helps them come back to life and become new homes. Today, Diane Keaton is also a successful author. She has 3 memoirs out, the first being a love letter she wrote to her mother, Dorothy, in 2011 about the sacrifices she made and the terrible effects Dorothy left behind. Let's just say it wasn't pretty. The second memoir, Brother and Sister, 2020, is an emotional work in which Diane talks about her Randy, Diane's brother, and his struggles with mental illness and alcoholism. This is not only a story about family, but also a heartfelt expression of pain and helplessness at seeing a loved one go through problems they can't get through. Through this book, Diane has shown her strong family bond and love, as well as her honesty in sharing the sensitive and painful parts of life. At age 77, Diane Keaton is still a symbol of undying love and dependence, even though she is at a different point in her life. Diane Keaton's current life is a mix of family, work, and the things she's always loved doing. It's a creative and energetic one, even though she doesn't act as much as she used to. For example, she still regularly appears in movies and TV shows like Book Club: The Next Chapter, in which she, Jane Fonda, Candice Bergen, and Mary Steenburgen bring funny and touching stories about friendship in later years to life. Diane not only stars in the movie, but she also serves as Diane's sense of humor and natural confidence gave me ideas for the story. She also spends a lot of time on charitable work and architectural preservation. As a member of the National Trust for Historic Preservation, she has helped protect many historic buildings in Los Angeles. Diane not only sees the beauty in old buildings, but she also wants to keep them that way and share it with others. Community, making sure that tradition and history don't get lost over time. It's not just about preserving architecture for Diane, she also thinks it's about preserving the memory of the city she loves. In recent interviews, Diane said she no longer dates or looks for love. She's been in passionate relationships with famous men, but she's happy with her life now, which includes close friends, family, and passions that will never fade. Diane always says she doesn't need a partner to be happy. Her current life is already full. Being unique and honest are the keys to becoming a Hollywood icon, as Diane Keaton has shown through her many roles and her free-spirited and creative way of life. She has always stayed true to herself and continues to inspire many people. Thank you for reading about Diane Keaton's amazing journey. Don't forget to follow us for more interesting stories.